Yo, everybody, can you hear me? Okay, there is a little bit of a delay here. Hang on. Could do without that delay. Also, mic's a little bit loud. Let's turn that down a bit. Oh, that sounds a bit better, I think. Right, okay, hang on. We'll get sorted in a minute. We're just going to wait for a couple people to turn up, and then when they're obviously we've got a few more people here, then we'll get started. Mind you, actually, 6 isn't too bad. 6 isn't too bad. I just want to know how bad this delay is going to be, because obviously that's going to cause a bit more of an issue than I'd want there to be. So how's everybody doing? Jerry's on his way home, so he won't have good connection for a while. That's good, man. That's good. Don't worry. You take your time. I intend to be going for a little while, so we'll see how see if we're sorted by the time you get back. SS Jerry's a veteran of these old Pictionary streams. Used to do these on the previous channel, and Jerry was, I think he pretty much attended nearly every one, so that was really good. How's it going? Cheers, Fady. Right, let's have a look at this then. Now, I don't know how seriously you guys want to take it from the get-go, whether you want to go with a couple of easy ones just to get the gist of it, rather than jumping straight to the hard ones, because I haven't quite decided just yet whether my immediate intention is to start doing them properly, as in like drawing actual characters the way that they would be looking if you were to watch Super or look in the manga at all, or rather to do the sillier sort of style, which is what I do the Dragon Ball AI videos in, and generally the sort of ways that I decorate my channel with those characters. So that could be a way of doing it. I don't know, maybe I'll mix it up a little bit and see, because if everybody seems to be getting them too easily, then we've got to try and spice it up a little bit and do something a little bit differently, you know? So I think that's probably the way we'll do it for now. But I think the simpler ones will actually be harder to guess, because everybody will look a lot more similar. Right. The silly style for today should be good. You think so, O with an I? I think you might be good. I think you might be right there as well. Also, it gets it done quicker as well, so we move through the points a lot faster. So let's have a preview of the game screen so you guys can see what you'll be looking at. So here we go. And I've left that looking ugly. Didn't mean to leave that like that. My bad. So as we can see, we've got the canvas in the middle. That will be where the magic will happen. And then we'll have... I just dropped my iPad. And then we've got the rules on the side of the screen for any new people that want to join in and they're not quite sure what the rules will be. I mean, I think most people will have played a game of Pictionary in the past, but I'm not one to judge. Who knows? Maybe your friends weren't as nerdy as mine. You know. But as you can see, we've got a leaderboard. So I've got 10 spaces there. Oh, thanks, Owen and I. It'll be nice. It's good to have you with there. I hope maybe we can source a bit of cabaret for you so you can have some entertainment while you eat, you know. But yeah, so we got the top 10 on the leaderboard. I may trim that down. I'm not sure. It really depends on how active everybody is. If it means that after everything I have to bump everybody down or certain people up, as you can imagine, it might be quite tedious to watch that as a viewer, so I don't really want to make everybody wait around for everything. My idea really is to try and make it as quick and as seamless as possible. As you can see, I've got a little colour palette on the bottom of the screen. I don't know how much I'll use the colour palettes. Really depends, because if if a particular colour is going to give the character away, then it might be worth just keeping it there. I've added them just on the off chance that I get so far into it. Let's say I'm drawing Piccolo. I start drawing Piccolo. Nobody can work out it's Piccolo. Maybe the drawing is atrocious and just nobody can work it out. And they're like, what the hell is this? And then eventually it'll get to a point where I'll be like, okay, I'll just colour him green. But it just means that I don't have to faff around picking all the colours out and everything. I've got keyboard shortcuts and stuff to make it simple. So hopefully you guys will all get the gist of it. So without further ado, maybe we should crack on with it. What do you think? Right, it's been a while since I've had to do one of these now. I think the last time I actually did one of these Pictionary streams was in fact with, and I've just realised I have made a mistake before I even start, but I think the last time I actually did this was with SaiyaCon and Peter Kelamis and Brian Drummond. So that was a really nice final one for me to do. Just got to try and find, where's the, there it is. Let's kind of merge the leaderboard with the rules a little bit there, but I suppose if it means I can see the... No, why isn't that on top? I don't want that. Oh, I still have Discord open. I can go away. Oh, that's really annoying. I'm trying to get the chat to stick on the side of the thing so I can still see who's doing everything, who's having a guess. But it seems to keep disappearing. If I click lock, will that stop it from going anywhere? No, it does not. Okay. That's annoying. Hey JBNL, thanks for joining in. Yeah, Jerry, sorry if you missed out on SaiyaCon. It was a great opportunity. It was also great for for some personal reasons, because I actually got engaged at SaiyaCon as well, and that was a very daunting experience, but very fun and rewarding in the sense we did get married in the end. It wasn't a wasted engagement. Right. I suppose I'm just going to have to keep the chat up on my phone whilst I work out what the best opportunity is. Sorry for the unprofessionalism here. There's a reason we haven't done one of these for a while. They're very fiddly things to organise. You'd think something as simple as Pictionary shared with people online would be a pretty simple thing to do. It's not as simple as you might think. No, not YouTube Kids. Not today. Thank you, Oh with an I. Appreciate that. Nice. Okay. Right, that will do. Oh, I see. Okay, cool. Right, that will do for that then. Okay, I've made a workaround for the time being. It's not the best sort of setup, but I'll get it sorted for the next one. It's just annoying. I think, actually, you know what? No, hang on. Bear with me just 2 seconds. I'm just going to switch it back to chatting just for a minute. Because I'm pretty sure that whilst OBS's chat seems to be locked to the thing and will disappear the second I click off the window, I'm pretty sure YouTube actually has a pop-out chat option. So I'll just open it on that. I might be able to just keep that in the background. Pop out chat. Yes. There we go. Okay. I've done it. I've done it. That'll be able to help me just keep an eye on who's guessing what. Okay, cool. Right, let's get back to the game screen and let's just test this then once very quickly. Let's move that over. And I can see, so we are good to go. So let's just see how many of you lovely people are there at the moment. Of you guys. Amazing. Thank you so much for giving me your time. I appreciate it. So without further ado, I ain't going to waste any more of your time. Let's have a go. So first off, let's have a crack, because I've got to think of something. Oh, I know who to do first. Now, of course, these will be very, very sketchy for the time being, because nobody wants to see it and watch me do the entire thing. Perfect line art and all this stuff. I don't think anybody's really thinking about that. And if you are, then, you know, I appreciate you holding me in such high esteem, but I'm not really thinking that it's the best thing for the stream. Or maybe you're much better at drawing than me and you can do it much faster, so that is also an option. So let's just... It's not Goku. It's not Goku. Out of all things it could have been that I could have started with, I tell you what, Goku crossed my mind, but I was like, won't everybody be expecting me to do that first? So, you know, I had to think fast. It's not Krillin. It's not Krillin, although I can absolutely see why you thought it would be. No, JBL, it's not Krillin as well. I'm going to assume that you didn't just assume that it was going to be Krillin a second later than I said it wasn't, and I assumed that it was actually a delayed guess. Although maybe you're just doubling down. That's fine too. It's not Beerus. Although I can imagine this character could defeat Beerus in a fight. This bit might give it away, if you can tell what it is. Oh, SS Jerry, you got it right. It's Chaozu. That is absolutely who it was going to be. Let's just finish him off with a goofy little doofy face. There we go. Whilst I just get this into... Oh, that's not going to be the simplest thing I can do, is it? No. Okay, here we go. So... This font is far too big. This font is way too big. There we go. Okay. Sorry about all this. How does it... Can I leave this open, or is it going to look... No, that's going to cut off the front of that. Okay. What about that? No, that's not made a difference at all. I just edited my window. That was silly. Of course it was going to do that. Why did I think it wouldn't? Okay, how are we doing? That, the leaderboard is slowly being eaten by the side of the screen. I really need to move this over. If I bring this in a bit, is that going to... That made it worse. What about that? Okay, there we go. Right. As I say, we're just... you gotta deal with the growing pains a little bit at the moment, I'm afraid. Okay, right. Shall we get on with the next one? Maybe I'll go back to doing the sillier ones for now, because as I say, it's more time consuming, isn't it? So, right, let's have a go. Where's my cursor gone? There it is. So yes, just going back to what I was saying then about SaiyaCon quickly, it was an absolute honour to be able to do this stuff with Peter Kelamis and Brian Drummond. Although I will say that Peter Kelamis definitely pulled a couple of surprises out when we were doing that. Yep, it's Vegeta. That was O with an I, because even though Fady's previous comment was Vegeta, that was based on the previous drawing. So, well done. So, Fady, I'm just going to... O with an I, I'll pop you in here. Hang on, just bear me 2 seconds. I need a quicker way of doing this. I really do. But it will obviously get quicker to do it all, because the more points obviously everybody has, the harder it is to get onto the leaderboard. It wasn't easy, Vegeta. It wasn't easy, Vegeta. But again, I was worried that I made everybody work a little bit too hard on the Chaozu one. How specific are we getting? Right, yeah, to be fair, specific-wise, it really depends. If I'm going for a very specific form, and I feel that it's quite easy to work out what that form would be, so let's say it's Super Saiyan 4. I want you to say it's Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, for instance. However, if I was just doing Super Saiyan Vegeta or something like that, then I would just expect you to say Vegeta, simply because they have outstanding characteristics. So Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta has much longer hair. If I was doing Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I'd like you to put Super Saiyan 3 Goku. If you put Goku, I might look past it. So be specific if you're unsure. If you think it might be worth being specific, then be specific. Okay. So that's my rules with it, because otherwise we could have hundreds of people saying Vegeta in the chat or something like that, or Goku in the chat, and it just puts a little bit more thought into it if you have to think about what transformation it's going to be. But as I say, if I was just doing Super Vegeta or something, you don't have to specify Super Saiyan Vegeta, or otherwise you might have to get down to the day of the week that he was feeling when he was actually powering up to Super Saiyan that particular day. Dragon Ball Super Kid Vegeta. No, it's not. Well, I say it's not going to get that specific. We'll see. We'll see. Right. I want to make sure that I've got my phone next to me here. It's going to give me suggestions and thoughts, because one of the biggest problems when you do these things is sometimes it's very easy to just kind of get lost in it, and then suddenly every character that everybody knows just suddenly pops out of your head and you can't think of them anymore. So, right, let's have a look. From Dragon Ball Super Broly. Yeah, do you know what's daft is, even though he had more of a prominent role in Dragon Ball Super Broly as a child, I immediately thought, from the scene where he was watching Beerus put his feet up on the back of King Vegeta whilst he was basically making a fool out of him. Also, Super Dragon Ball Heroes. It depends. If you're just talking about characters, possibly not. Possibly not, because the characters from Heroes are all over the place, and the transformations... Maybe, because Super Saiyan God Trunks, for instance, I could do him. However, when it comes... So to speak. But when it comes down to the actual characters, like, I know that the majority of people might not get it. If you think it is, have a guess, because you never know. But I will probably stray away from doing hero stuff, particularly with the introduced characters like Hearts and things, because I just don't think the majority will have fun with that. But if everybody's getting everything, there's like 100 points on the leaderboard, then yeah. Okay. I'm going to erase this bit a second because... Ooh, that's not very big. No, whatever, it'll do. Oh, sorry, I'll do. I made my eraser too small. I'm going to try and not make a habit out of erasing things, but you never know. Sometimes you just kind of need to, because I don't want to ruin a picture and suddenly make it harder for everybody to guess because I've made a fool of myself. I'm kind of trying to pull away from doing this bit because I feel like as soon as I do this bit, it'll be very obvious. It's not Dodoria, no. Obviously, when it gets to a certain amount of people, if there's too many people in the chat, I'll stop saying what it isn't, and I'll just and you'll know when it is what it is because I'll say that's correct. But for now, obviously there's not too many of us, so just keep it like this for now. No, it's not Beerus. As I say, sometimes when I do these sorts of live streams and stuff, it makes me either really worry about my art skills or it makes me very proud of them because people can either work out exactly what it is very quickly. SS Jerry, it was going to be hit, that's correct. As you can see, he's got his little turtleneck going on here. I was trying to avoid doing this bit because, well, you know, I also don't want to get censored for it, so, you know, but, there you go, you can have his little smug grin and stuff. Cybermen would have been a very good guess otherwise because they have very similar structures to the upper parts of their bodies, which you may not realise, but if you go and have a look at it, it's very similar, very similar. So Jerry's on to a number 2 in his points so far. I told you he's a veteran of the streams, guys. Gonna have a little bit of competition going on there with Jerry. But let's keep it clean. Don't go bringing anybody's mums into this. I'm not... Chile. I guess my guess would have been bad. I don't know, you know. I think if I were to be doing a fusion challenge or something, then absolutely, you never know. Maybe I could cross Chile with Hit or a Cyberman. That could produce some rather interesting results. Toxic Man Baby. I love the name. That's Hit, isn't it? It was Hit, yeah. Right, okay, let's move on to the next one. Oh, this one could be fun. This one could be fun. And I know some of you won't even want to put the correct answer in the comments for this. Because you'll see the opportunity to do something silly. I'll leave this one. Try and do something a little bit more obscure first so people don't guess it quite as quickly. But knowing you guys, because you guys really know your Dragon Ball. Knowing you guys, you might get it very quickly just from this bit, actually. Just came in and said as soon as I saw the screen. No need to apologize, man. You're obviously you got a lot more Dragon Ball foresight than you give yourself credit for. If you saw it and said it straight away. Trying to take my time with this. I'm trying to give you guys an opportunity to get it by getting those guesses in before it starts becoming very obvious. Well, I say very obvious. Maybe I'm giving this character a little bit too much credence for the amount of time he was around for. It was Batamo, yes, Jerry. That's a bit... Could you imagine Batamo with a beard? Let's just... let's have that idea go through first. We'll give him some sort of Master Roshi stash going on there. Android 8? Wow. Could you imagine? Batamo watches you all very judgingly. It's a lot of this is about speed, isn't it? Because you don't want to jump in far too quickly and end up getting it wrong. And then it delays you from when you actually realize it is. Jerry's too good. Jerry's going to have to mark it down a little bit. Okay, there we go. There we go. Right. Okay, let's let me get some inspiration for another one now. Hang on. Okay, I'll use I'll do this one fairly accurately and see if anybody picks up on it. And I think if any of you are fond of a particular Dragon Ball mobile game, you may recognize this guy. Well, obviously you'll recognize him from Dragon Ball in general, but you'll know what I'm getting at in a minute. Jerry's cheat code. It's hard, man. It's hard to do things, but to also just try and pick a particular part of it that isn't going to give the game away straight away. But you also want to pick it a part that's obvious enough that will get the people who really know it what they're doing, and they'll know who you're drawing. That didn't make any sense, but we're going to pretend it did because I'm concentrating, and therefore my commentary isn't always golden. To be fair, my commentary isn't usually golden anyway. I'm not very good at all this multitasking stuff. Jerry, for goodness sake. Yeah, anybody who's probably just saw his comment just come up just now, everybody's going to know exactly who it was going to be because you'll be kicking yourselves going, oh, I can see it now. But yep, that was absolutely going to be Elder Kai. At some point, maybe I'll just try, like, Jerry will guess something and I'll start going, oh, maybe I can change it into something and say that it wasn't. Just to give everybody else another chance. And what I do want to do, because I do want to make these regularly, what I would like to do is have a... yeah, you can see it now. I was drawing his art from Dokkan, just to carry on from what I was saying earlier. I was doing the... you know what? I'll just show for a little bit of context. I was using this one as a reference. So, you know, for you people out there that have thrown a million of him at one person in hopes that they'll level up a super attack and that they haven't, I'm sorry to show him to you again, but, you know. Yeah, Jerry, you're going to have to take it down to easy mode a little bit, I think. Give everybody else a chance. But, sorry, going back to what I was saying, what I would like to do is I would actually like to do a lifetime leaderboard, which is what I did on the previous stream. So, because obviously I want to do these more often than just a one-off. So I want them to be quite a regular thing on my channel. And that way, when we get to a certain point and you've obviously got so many people on the leaderboard, it won't just get reset at the end of every... Excuse me, after the end of every live stream. I'll have a separate leaderboard with like the top 3 people with the most scores or something like that, just so that when you come back to streams in future, you get rewarded for coming to multiple ones, you know? And that way it gives you something to aim for. You thought it was Captain Ginyu at first. Well, they've got a fair amount of wrinkles between the two of them, so I can completely understand that. Right, I'm going to try and do this one a little bit. I'm going to throw everybody off a little bit with this one, I think. Let's see what I can do. Jerry, you're making me ramp this up in difficulty now. So everybody get ready to type in your answers. And obviously I don't want to encourage people to spam, but what I do want people to do is to have a think about what they're going to say, but don't be afraid to get something wrong, you know? Oh man, these are not going to be to scale at all. Whoops. Let's just leave that there. Oh! We got it right. We have a winner. Yep, I've lost my cursor. There we go. JBNL. It was Krillin. That's right. One more. It was not Nappa. Yep, I was absolutely about to stick a bald head on this guy. The reason that I said it was going to throw everybody off was because I wanted to spend a while doing the glasses. Yeah, Jerry, you were right. But JBNL got there first. Hello, Herman. Thanks for joining us. So let's just get JBNL added onto the leaderboard. Or not, because apparently I've lost my cursor. There we go. JBNL. Great Saiyaman corrected. You know what? One of the funny things is I did actually consider doing Great Saiyaman for a minute there. Because when I was doing the glasses, I was like, maybe I've made this too obvious already. So what I'll do is I'll bring it back on itself, but I didn't. So, yeah, you were specific, Jerry. You were specific. That was extremely specific. Okay, here's one. Here's one. Okay, good luck, everybody. The next round is starting now. Oh, thank you for sharing the stream, Jerry. I really do appreciate that. If any of you guys wouldn't mind sharing the stream as well, that would be wonderful. Thanks. The more people that we can get involved in the game, the more fun it will be as well. Honestly, I'm very touched that so many of you have turned up for this one, so thank you so much. As I say, it's very hard. I have to remember sometimes. I have to remind myself to continue talking because I tend to work in such silence as well when I draw. Nope, not Raccoon, not Cell, and it's not Janemba. Although this would be hilarious if it was Janemba. Nope, it's not Dabra. All good guesses though. It's not Zarbon. Oh my. Jack! Who's Jack? If that's one of your friends or something and you're just trying to call him out, then, you know, fair play. I would do the same if I had friends. I'm loving the fact that this one hasn't been guessed yet. I'm loving the fact it hasn't been guessed yet. It's not General Blue. It's not Jiro. It's not Frieza. It's not Mr. Satan. Or Hercule. Like I say, it's difficult. I have to remind myself to talk. Hero. It's not Hero. That's right, it's definitely not General Blue. It's not Young Master Shen, but that's a very cool guess. I appreciate that guess. That is absolutely something I would do. It's not Commander Red. As I say, I'm loving that nobody's got this so far. I think the shape of the eyes might give this away. It's not Kami's Disguise. It's not Mutayoto. And it's not Jackie Chun. I love it. I can hear everybody's brains ticking at the moment. It's, as I say, it's either a sign that my drawing is absolute trash. Absolute expert beard in here. Hope you guys can appreciate it. It is King Chopper. It is King Chopper. I knew that one was going to keep everybody guessing for a bit because it's such an obscure character from Dragon Ball, but it was a chance to try and... Unfortunately, it was a chance to try and get it away from Jerry, but absolutely Jerry got in there with that, so well done, Jerry. Well done, Jerry. It was a point well earned. We definitely gave everybody else a chance for it. Hulk Hogan. Now let me tell you something, brother. I'm about to beat down Kid Goku, and I'm going to get knocked out in 2 seconds flat. It looks like an S, but it is a 5. I promise you, it is a 5. I love how many people kind of went, oh, after a while. It's either because people went, I know who that is, but I forgot his name. It's not Nappa. My God. It's either because people didn't know his name, or it was a case of the fact that everybody was just sort of like, oh, somebody's going to get there before me. So... Okay, right, we're on for the next one now. Yeah, you forgot his name. I completely understand. He's such an inconsequential character for the most part, but you know, that's I was trying to make that one difficult. Anybody else have this awful habit where they chew their tongue when they concentrate? Because I'm desperately trying to remind myself not to do it at the moment. Oh, that was a dreadful ear. I'm going to be having nightmares about this ear later. And I lose sleep over my art. I sometimes dream about the bad things I've drawn. That sounds really ominous. I didn't mean it like that. It's not Chi-Chi. It's not Tapion. I'm trying to take my time with it. Tapion's brother. Minosha. No, it's not Minosha. There's a particularly weird picture I'm using to reference for this. Oh my god, no. Yep, it's Ten Shinhan. JBNL, I'll give that to you. Ten Shinhan, whatever you want to call him. We shall... Hang on, let's just... I like sometimes just trying to finish off them with a goofy face. What? It's not... I did actually draw him deliberate. I picked a bold character for this time, so to try and get you excited that it was going to be Nappa. Okay, well I have to move this around actually, because O with an I. Okay, we have a shift in the leaderboard. Oh, he said it right before you. I know he did, Toxic Man Baby. I'm sorry, but it is the way that it goes. We are going for the quick finger, trigger finger. That's what I'm going for. Going for the fastest finger first, or whatever, as they used to say on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, which is a dreadful show. Gotta go for something else here. Okay. Yeah, okay. Next one is locked in. I know who I'm doing now. Good luck, everybody. I don't want to spend too much time on this one because this one could be annoying for a lot of people. Best earring ever. Absolutely best earring ever. I probably shouldn't be saying that and give everybody else a chance to not know who it is first or what that's supposed to be. Of course, everybody's also will dreadfully pick up on how I start my drawings when I start doing these things as well now. Like, oh, he always seems to start with a chin. It's not Goku Black, and it isn't Bulma. Bulma is a very good guess. It's not Kaioshin or Android 18. It's not Chi-Chi. The funny thing is, this is drastically watering down the amount of possible female candidates it could be. It's not Pan. It's not Maron. I can see a few people might be thinking, ah, there we go. Yep, Bra, we got there. Bulla, Bra, whatever you want to call her, however you want to spell it. It was going to be Bra. The snake woman from the other world. Princess Snake. Yeah, it was absolutely going to be Bulla. Hang on. I've got to give her a dorky face now as well. No, her hair was different. Yeah. Once again, my as I will often do, picture reference I was using at the time. As you can see, the face is absolutely spot on, right? That face is picture perfect. You see that? Yep, that is absolutely unmistakable. That's Bra. Also, you can see then that my phone was checking for facial recognition because it's so close to the camera. This is the little flashes coming across. Do I call her Bra or Bullet? Honestly, I interchange because for years I called her Bra because, of course, that was her name. And Bulla is literally just a sort of romanization of Burra. That's the point of it. So either one is correct. I can completely see why the dub tends to go with calling her Bulla because, you know, if they think it's a bit too much of a sexualized object of Bra, then I can understand why they do that. But yeah, it doesn't matter too much to me. I just tend to go with whichever one I feel is right at the time. The headband gave it away. Yep. Ginyu in Bulla's body. No, I'm not going to go that specific. Certainly because, you know, that particular one didn't happen. But, you know, should that come across, I'm not going to be sort of like drawing Goku and then everyone's guessing Goku, and I'm like, no, it's actually supposed to, well, actually, I was going to use Ginyu switching bodies with Goku, but of course that actually happened. So bad example, but you get what I'm saying. I'm not going to be judging you too much of the brain that's in it. Unless I was to do it specifically with Goku and drew a scouter over his face and everybody was guessing Turles or something like that, and then I was going to end up saying, no, it's actually Captain Ginyu in Goku's body. That seems reasonable to me. I'm glad you feel the same way over the night. I think too many people get strung up across dub and sub differences. I don't mind. Can't blame anybody for being exposed to a particular version of the story from when they were younger or whatever, and have grown up calling these characters that. I had such a hard time learning to accept that Ten Shinhan and Tien were interchangeable. I found that incredibly hard to do, and even to this day I still call him Tien and sometimes I call him Ten Shinhan. I recently watched it with my wife and my son, and trying to explain at certain points of the story who I was talking about when I'd casually just say Ten Shinhan, and if we'd watched it in the dub they'd be going, who? So I completely understand. Should we go for a difficult one? I need to get rid of that. Oh. There we go. Alright, we're going to go for a difficult one now, guys. So, we're going to really need your Dragon Ball thinking caps on for this one. Now, I know that this guy is particularly controversial in Dragon Ball. And so, if you're unfamiliar, don't worry, we will be getting to more familiar characters. I just like to space it out a little bit and do a few more difficult ones from time to time, just to keep everybody on a sort of even playing field. Hitler from movie 12. It wasn't what I was going for. I apologize if he's giving you Hitler vibes, bro. It's not Janemba, and it's not General Blue. I love how... I keep losing my cursor. I love how David Turner... Are you the same one who's guessed Janemba every other time I've seen it so far? Because if that's so, then that's hilarious. I've lost the last time I saw Janemba popping up in the chat, but yeah, you know. Hey, you said controversial. I did say controversial, and so that is a very, very fair guess. Desperately trying to forget that now so that I don't end up doing it in another time. Whoops. Just dropping little dots of ink everywhere. Let's just give him a couple of happy eyebrows, which is going to be something... Oh! What have we got here? Yep, SS Jerry. Man, SS Jerry, you know what? You should... I can see people being like, oh, man, Jerry again. However, you have to give the guy his dues. He is absolutely killing it, knowing that his Dragon Ball trivia at the moment. Dr. Flap, controversial because technically his involvement in the anime... because, of course, if you didn't know, he was actually an anime-only character. He's not actually in the manga. His involvement would obviously later be retconned thanks to Jiro being the person who created the androids. So, at this point, it's quite a controversial figure for it. But yeah, Dr. Flap. Jerry getting the extra pronunciations or making sure that you've got his doctorate in there. Got a PhD, you better remember it. So Jerry with the extra point. Well earned, bro. Well done. Yeah, I didn't, for a very long time, I didn't realize he wasn't canon either. But that just goes to show, I mean, I think it was until I sat down and had another read through the mangas. I ended up getting the Kanzenban mangas, and so I sat down and I read them. And I'd only recently sat and watched through the anime of Dragon Ball, so I was trying to work out myself what I remembered to be canon and what wasn't, and sort of almost challenge myself a little bit. And the amount of things I surprised myself with when I did that was amazing. Yeah, I had no idea that Dr. Flap was not canon until I sat and went through it again. So, you know, again, no discredit to anybody who doesn't realize these things, because sometimes these things just slip you by. There is no shame in being a Dragon Ball fan, whether you started enjoying Dragon Ball yesterday or whether you started enjoying it 30 years ago. It really doesn't make a difference, so don't worry if you didn't know anything like that. You'll never get judged by me for that kind of stuff. I know some people, especially on this platform, they do get very defensive about gatekeeping and all these things to try and stop people from being like, you know, fake fans and all this kind of stuff. If you're a Dragon Ball fan and you come onto my channel, I treat you like a Dragon Ball fan, you know. Currently rewatching Dragon Ball Recut, which is a fan edit that removes most of the filler content. It goes from 153 episodes to 82 episodes. Is that right? That's amazing. I had no idea that existed. Yeah, that's really cool. I love it when the fans have put so much effort and time into these things, and you can honestly just see all of the whoops, hang on. Does this make a difference? No, it doesn't. Sorry, I've just realized that my window is getting a lot smaller. And I think it's because I moved it over because I was being silly. Hang on. Let's see. I just want to make sure the leaderboard is visible. There we go. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a shame that we haven't had that much out of original Dragon Ball content, especially with Toei. But their releases and things, I mean, they sort of leave these things in the past. And this is one of the reasons why I did this video recently about the remake of Dragon Ball and why I think it might be a good idea. You know, if you don't like it, if they did it, just accept the original one as your preferred way of watching it. But there's so much things that just convolute the story, so much filler and things that completely pull apart other parts of the story that, to be honest, if they actually did something now where they completely went and redid Dragon Ball and you didn't like it, it doesn't make much difference. There's going to be stuff in the original Dragon Ball that doesn't comply with the other stuff that happens in Dragon Ball Z. For instance, Dr. Flap and Dr. Gero. So you just have to kind of just choose what you do. This is why people keep saying pick your own canon, etc. Anyway, I've deviated for long enough. Let's crack on. We'll go on to the next one. Toxic Man Baby. Yeah, Path to Power was a fantastic movie. And yet, for me and my friends in the sunny old UK at the moment, we don't actually have a valid way that you can watch Path to Power on home release. There is not a Path to Power you can watch in the UK. Next year's 40th anniversary. Yes. Is it? Yes, it is. Because that's right, because for a while we were wondering whether they were going to do a special announcement of Super or something returning because it was going to coincide with Dragon Ball Z's 40th anniversary. Not 40th, 30th anniversary. To which obviously did not happen. This one is fish? Oracle fish! No, it's not the Oracle fish. It's not Guru. The UK weather is incredibly frustrating. Don't know whether to hang your washing out at the moment or go and have a barbecue or whatever, or you don't know whether to stay indoors because everything is going to bucket it down. Oh, isn't that a lovely British phrase? Bucket it down. Sometimes I spend so long on the internet that I forget, you know, that I'm British. Who's got King Kai? I saw it pop up. Oh, with an I. Yes, it is King Kai. Well done. You're now back up to 2. Is Cat. Is not. Oh, did you think it was Corin? Or Karin? Depending on your pronunciation preference. King Kai, yes. I think it's one of those things, as soon as somebody says it, everyone goes, yeah, it's King Kai. I came off this way quicker than I meant to. There we go. This is the comeback. The one with World King Kaji. Yes, for those of you that didn't realise, the place I actually got my name originally was from King Kai, because Kai Osama was always one of my favourite characters. It was always funny and wise, etc. So he was one of my favourite characters in Dragon Ball. And I came up with my name for my original channel, which was World King Kanji, and I did this using Kai Osama. And I just wanted to be a little bit different. I didn't want to have something that was like, you know, Super Saiyan this, that, or the other, or whatever. And but I wanted it to be very clear that it was a Dragon Ball channel that I was making at the time. And so I thought, oh, well, how about I name it after King Kai's kanji? And then I remembered, as I was doing it, that the abbreviation of this channel would have been KKK. And I very quickly decided I'm not going to do that. And so I was trying to think of, well, obviously, you know, King of Worlds is the meaning of the kanji that's on top of, which is featured on King Kai's gi. And that can also be translated as World King. So I decided that World King Kanji was going to be the name of the channel. And because of that, I thought it was a very good idea. I was like, wow, it's a really catchy name. I like it. World King Kanji flows off the tongue. And then within a few months of me having that and having a couple of successful videos, I realized that a lot of people started to think that I was incredibly conceited and that I was calling myself a world king. And suddenly I realized why they might think that. But that wasn't what I was going for. It was literally just because I liked Kai Osama and I liked his gi and I liked the kanji, etc. Oh, what have we got? Welcome on, King Kai. Yes, Jerry, it was Bacterion. Well done. Well done. It's the picture of him going for his smelly finger. You were close. You were close. Got to give you dues there. You both were very very on the ball there. Considering so little of the character had actually been drawn, I appreciate that it was a considerable chunk. Let's again use reference picture right here with him sticking his finger in his pants, because I don't mind apparently being asked why I have that saved on my phone. I'm enjoying all the sportsmanship though, guys. You guys are being really good with each other, and I appreciate that. I don't have people come onto my channel for causing arguments and stuff. There's enough of that in our real lives, never mind our online lives. So let me just have a double check that this is all still fine. Yeah, it is. Oh, you forgot his name. It's difficult. Again, I've pulled a couple of obscure characters here, you know, because I wanted to try and make things a little bit more challenging from time to time. We'll go for one that anybody could get at the moment. All right. So you won't have to have watched Dragon Ball in the last 15 days or something to remember some of these characters' names. Right. I want to start by drawing a more obscure area, but if I do this, it throws my my center of my drawing completely off, and then I start to the rest of the drawing will be off the canvas somewhere in the top right corner, because I'm just not used to starting from that particular point. It's not Roshi. It's not Roshi. I knew this would happen. Yes, 100%. Exactly. Done as I predicted. And I'm going to start drawing on the other side of the bloody screen now. Oh my god. Okay, I'm just going to go back to drawing the way that I always draw for the next one, because I think the proportions are going to be completely ruined for this. It's not Jiren. This will give it away, I'm sure of it. Is that Jerry again? That's Jerry again. It is cooler. Imperfect Cell would have been a very good guess. It would have been a very good guess, because they both have those giant headpieces on their head. Okay. I'm going with a slightly new rule from now, because Jerry keeps getting it all, and I want to give everybody else a fair chance to do it. We are going to do what I was suggesting earlier in overdrive. Now, I'm going to start drawing things. Wait, what? Why does Cooler look like he's blushing now? Ooh, senpai. Okay. But yeah, what we're going to start doing from now is we are going to have to start guessing the actual forms of the characters. Okay, so we are going to step it up a little bit. This is where things are going to start getting interesting. Okay, so yeah, so from this point going on, if I'm drawing Vegeta, you do have to guess now whether it is Super Saiyan Vegeta, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, Super Vegeta, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, etc. Obviously, the longer I do the drawing, I will start to give more hints as we go along, because of course certain things will give it away. I might start drawing the actual colour of the hair, etc. But we are going to step it up a little bit now, so we're going to go a little bit more difficult, alright? So, it'll be more difficult to get the correct answer, but it'll be easier to guess if you understand what I'm saying. So, let's see what we can do with that. I want to pick one to test this out with. Okay, yeah, here we go. Here's a good one to test it out with. Let's see how many of you would get this one that quickly, okay? What's this? So if I draw Manaka, we'd have to guess Manaka or Beerus disguised as Manaka. Absolutely. You could go to sleep. Just got off a shift. Well, that could be the opportunity somebody needs to knock you off your throne. You've got 9, but it's not impossible to catch up. Well, maybe it is actually. I don't know. No, it's 10 past 11. We're all right. We're okay. But yes, if it was if I'm drawing Manaka, you do have to work out whether I'm drawing Manaka or Beerus dressed as Manaka. So we are crossing that border now. We are going there. It's really going to put my speed drawing to tests now, isn't it? It's never going to be perfect. I don't know why I keep on doing everything. It's habit, I suppose. Super costumed Beerus. Super Saiyan 2 Goku. It's not Super Saiyan 2 Goku. It's not Super Saiyan Trunks. It's not Trunks. Keep going, guys. So I've got to try and pick things to do to try and make this last a little bit longer. It's not Future Trunks, but I appreciate the distinction. Grade 2 Super Saiyan Trunks. I'm guessing that's actually going to be Trunks. Is that Trunks? It is Trunks. It's not. It's not Super Saiyan 1 Goku. Of course, eventually you'll get there through process of elimination. At some point, I may decide, as I say, to stop answering what people are saying it is, because obviously the more guesses there are, the harder it is for me to address every single one. So if I don't answer your thing, don't assume I haven't seen it. Assume that assume that it might be wrong. I'm loving all these comments. I'm reading them all. Specifying what series it came from as well, Dragon Ball Super. I'm reading the comments. I'm reading the comments. Don't worry if you type 2 at once, it's fine. Zamasu in Goku's body. As I say, maybe some of you are going to get there. I can see some of you have typed things very close, but I am looking for a specific answer here. I can see you guys typing it, but I'm wanting a little bit more clarification. Oh, hang on. What have we got? Yep, JBNL. I was looking for the corrupt, or, you know, the Goku Black Dead or whatever, the purple... You could have called him Giant Purple Arms Zamasu or whatever, but I was looking... Oops. But I was looking for the corrupted aspect because I wanted to draw him with his big goofy arm, because that was what I was hoping to get to if nobody had guessed it that far. So, but yes, well done. You are absolutely correct. Some of you may feel, as I say, that I was being a little bit unfair with your answers, but again, I wanted you to keep guessing, and I do think that for the amount of you that were commenting on just that, I do think that that actually did work. Zamasu didn't drink his morning coffee. Yeah, he did. he certainly still needed his coffee. Maybe I should change the channel name to Zamasu Need Coffee. Damaged by the divine light. I would have accepted that as well. It's just a little bit too late there, Jerry. A little bit too late there. No, I do not wish to delete the leaderboards. That would make me cry, and I'd have to go back into the actual stream. Seriously, Kyra. Wonka, are you even watching the stream at this point? Or are you just guessing whenever you feel like it? Napper in his prime. Big purple half-faced Napper for some reason. That would be very cool, though, if you had reason to. Okay, so how did you guys feel that went? How did you guys feel that went? Was it too difficult when I was looking for a very specific form? Or were you happy that it was perfectly guessable? I'm trying not to do anything that wouldn't be... you know, if you played a game, if it's not going to be differentiated in the game, so if it wouldn't be like an alternate form or an alternate transformation, I probably wouldn't stick to that particularly. So what I'll probably do is, if it's in the game, or if it's in a game, then I would accept it as being something that I would like a more verified answer for. Something a little bit more specific. Sorry, I keep tripping over my words tonight, guys. It was good when we were all so close to the answer, but didn't get it right yet. I'm glad you saw the funny side of it. I'm glad you saw the fun side of it. I think it makes it a little bit more fun. It's a little bit more challenging. Honestly, I don't remember corrupt. Did they call him that somewhere? Yes, he's been called it. I believe in Xenoverse 2, he's listed as half corrupt. Also in Dragon Ball Heroes, Super Dragon Ball Heroes, I believe they refer to him as that as well on the card game. Fortune Teller Baba. You know, Fortune Teller Baba is a character that could do so much more than they actually let her do. Because, I mean, she has such interestingly vivid connections to the afterlife and stuff that logically she could actually do a lot more, especially now that we're talking like, you know, gods and all this kind of stuff in Super. Oh, here, who we got? JBNL. You are correct. O with an I, you were just a little bit after that. It's unfortunate, but yeah, JBNL, you are correct. It was Shampa that I was drawing. See, climbing back up. It is absolutely possible to turn this around at this point. God, Shampa. I know what I want to draw for this one. Let's see if I... Can I just double check I am in the canvas? I am in the canvas. I know what I want to draw for this one, but I need to get up a different reference photo because I didn't actually save one of this. Now, most of these things I could draw from memory. However, it's not worth me making a big glaring mistake on something to the point where it becomes completely unguessable because I've missed off something that most people would consider to be a defining feature of. Here we go, that one will do. In your chat, it shows my answers being posted first. Maybe the next one. Well, I do have the chat featured on the video itself, so you should be able to... yeah, on the video version, it's definitely had JBNL go first, as you can see. So, I mean, like on the actual stream, I have a copy of the chat up, so hopefully you'll be able to see that I'm going by that one. I'm not just playing favourites here. But I'll have to go by whatever pops up on mine. Sorry if that obviously means that yours was displayed different. I apologise for that, but unfortunately, at that point, it becomes YouTube's fault and not mine. Chi-Chi? Oh, okay, now you're just trying to hurt Chi-Chi's feelings. Regular Big Boy Universe 6 Shampa. Yeah, it was very close. You were literally like a second behind him. You literally couldn't have been closer, really. But here we go. All right. Moving swiftly on. Oh, I should have picked a bigger picture for my reference when I have to keep leaning almost virtually completely into my phone. I was getting the pen ready and stuff. I was getting ready. But what I like about this one is I'm doing this, but just from this alone, even I can't see exactly what this looks like. But I don't know, if I get to certain bits, it's going to start being very apparent. Okay, now it's very clear, I think. More Janembas. Oh, there we go. Yep, Jerry was in there with the God of Destruction top. I actually missed that at first. I won't lie. The first one I actually saw was the top that was underneath Beerus. I have never got used to calling him Top. I will always refer to him as Topo. I have no idea what it would take to get me to start calling him Top, but I got so used to calling him Topo in the lead up to everything that I just can't shift it. And also, I just think it sounds so much better. You know, I think Top was such a strange... I mean, I understand the pun was there. It was supposed to be a reverse of plant pot kind of thing, like pot. But yeah, to me, it just seemed like he should have just been called Topo. But, you know, perhaps that's just because that's what we were referring to him as in the fandom for then. Jerry, well done. You've got to 10 points. You know what? When you get to 10 points, you get a different colour. So we'll make it red for Kaio, for like a Kaioken kind of colour when you get to that point. All right. Yeah, you agreed. I just can't get used to it. It just doesn't roll off the tongue. It just feels like it just feels wrong, you know. But as I was saying earlier, which might sound like it was completely contradicting that, I don't have any qualms against anybody that pronounces it in a different way. If that's your preference, if that's your favourite way to address Topo or Top, then more power to you. You know, it doesn't matter as long as you're happy with what it is that you're talking about and everybody can understand. Then I don't see what the issue would be. You know. I need to find a way for this to stop. It keeps changing size, doesn't it? Oh well, you can still see that it says leaderboard. That's all that matters. Okay, next one. I feel like this might have some of you guessing. Yeah, I agree that I feel that Top is the sort of the odd way to pronounce it, but I think Jerry was just going for what he perceived to be the more accepted way, which would have been the sort of, you know, among the Western audience, I think most people would probably say Top if they watched the dub before they watched anything else, where I think a lot of us that watched it when it first came out, we were all just calling him Topo. So I think this is why it creates so much difficulty when things don't get dubbed almost a week after they come out. Anyway, I do wonder if some of you will consider this one to be a more tricksy one to answer. So let's see how this goes. It's funny, isn't it? I agreed to do things with the silly drawings, but I think you get to a certain point, and I think it's just much easier for me to just kind of do what I'm used to doing, which is obviously the more correct ways of drawing them, I suppose. Correct is a weird way of putting it, but I think you guys know what I mean. Oh, God. love it when I start doing this and I notice the chat just kind of goes quiet for a minute. And I know it's because everybody's desperately trying to, you know, think and keep up. Everybody's got their thinking caps on. Ooh. Super Comic Guru. It was Fat Gotenks. That was what I was going for. I was going for Fat Gotenks. I was wondering if, Jerry, you were going to start putting in extra work to be how specific you could be. Veku. It's such a shame because obviously Veku's not even the right character. Technically, he's going to be Goku and Vegeta, whereas I was doing Gotenks. I'm hoping that didn't appear on the screen, but I'm getting texts from my mother. I know I'm still drawing him at this point. At some point, I just wanted to kind of like prove that this is where I was going with it so that people don't start going like, hey. Anyway, I'm sure you can see where that was going from there. Dodoria could have been a good guess because he's got the same structure when you draw the chin. But Jerry, you're up to 11 now, aren't you? It's no, don't delete the entire layer. Why would you do that? Why would you suggest that I want to delete the entire layer? Just wouldn't want to do that. Okay, next one. Before anybody doubts, I do know what I'm going to start drawing. I just wanted to wait a minute. Okay, right. On with the next round. Here we go. What's this? Guys, take the hint. It's a character from Dragon Ball. That is true. That is true. But you're giving the game away. You are giving the game away. You should hang on to hot tips like that for yourself, really. Don't want to encourage everybody else because otherwise, you know, they won't get the points. I'm getting to the point now where whatever I draw is going to make it obvious. Like I say, whatever I draw, it's going to make it obvious. Oh, what have we got? What have we got here? JBNL? Got Guru. That's right. I'd seen Guru pop up in the chat so many times I thought it was about time I actually drew him. It's kind of interesting though because even if Guru's on the brain, you know, you might not necessarily have seen it coming. Guru's already looking like he's got his mouth stitched shut. I always thought it was a very interesting design. But, Super Kami Guru. Sorry. Yes, quite. Okay, so JBNL. It was JBNL, wasn't it? It was JBNL. Well done. We're up to 5. Damn today. Right, okay. Let's say maybe we're getting a bit too obscure. Maybe we are getting a bit too obscure. Who knows? Oh, I'll tell you what. I have one more obscure one to do, and I know it'll get everybody guessing for a while. And it is something we potentially talked about earlier. So I'm giving the big hint away at the moment there. Okay, so if you're unsure, well, maybe have a guess. What could go wrong? Well, I'll tell you what could go wrong. Somebody else could get it, but you know. Okay, here we go. It's so funny because, of course, when you do Dragon Ball drawings, so many of them actually start off the exact same way. Like, so many of them have similar eyebrows or similar way that you draw the heads, etc. You know, it's very difficult to know exactly which character it's going to be sometimes. Because, I mean, I do this bit, and some of you may be thinking it was somebody I actually already drew earlier. Did the chat freeze, Kanji? Let me double check. Kanji, it's stopped on screen. I don't know. It appears to be still going. I thought something was off about the video in the chat again. I don't know. I'll reconvene with it again if it seems like it's not at the end of this one, okay? I am looking at the answers that are coming up in the chat. I can see what's coming up. I'm not having a problem. Some of you may be thinking that I'm not because I'm not mentioning anything, but I have seen your answers in the chat. Perhaps I'm looking for something slightly more correct. Maybe I'm asking for something slightly more... Oh, it's moving now. Thank you. Yeah, maybe I'm looking for something slightly more specific. It's interesting seeing... Oh, what's this? Oh, it's not Dodoria. God, this drawing took a horrible turn. Horrible turn. Oh, what's this? we have a correct. It is in fact the frog in Captain Ginyu's body. So it was actually Wonkamore that got this. So fair play. That's exactly what I was looking for. That's exactly what I was looking for. So as I said, I was going for a very, very specific answer there, and straight up, yeah, that's the frog in Captain Ginyu's body. I can't fit WMM Wonkamore on there. I don't think so. I am just going to put Wonkamore. Oh god, he's going to destroy the entire chat. Okay, hang on. To resize this now. There we go. Okay. There we go. It's nice to see some fresh names up on the leaderboard. That's awesome. Well, again, isn't it great when you can do stuff like that, when you can give me 100 answers, but one of them in particular is going to be correct. I wonder... No, that one's, I think that one's too obscure. Oh, I tell you what. I know what's a good one to do. This is a fun one. On the leaderboard, baby. This reminded me of the "I'm the Joker, baby" video, which maybe one or two of you will know what I'm on about. Maybe I'm on my own with that. Who knows? But for those of you that understood that reference, enjoy. And here we go with our next one. It's funny because this is exactly why I don't plan which ones I'm going to do in advance. What's this? You have a new challenge. I have a new challenger. Oh, I see. Right, yeah, because Wonkamore's score is so close to yours. But as I was saying, this is exactly why I don't plan the drawings I'm going to do in advance. Because if you do, sometimes I could have had a million ones that were stacked up and ready to go. But sometimes, just based on the way that everybody performs in the actual game, you want to either change the difficulty slightly, or you want to throw a couple of spanners in the works or whatever. I'm glad you got the reference. I'm glad I'm not on my own. I have to keep moving the chat slightly because everybody's messages aren't coming slightly off the screen for me. But that's not what you can see, so it's not really an issue. But I just have to keep stopping every so often. Again, I'm reading all the comments. But I haven't seen one that is correct or what I'm looking for yet. Oh God, this has not been my finest drawing. Oh, hang on, what have we got? Nail is correct. Nail is correct, JBNL. You've got it again. Well done. I thought I was going to have more people guessing Piccolo, but I actually don't think I saw a single Piccolo. Oh yeah, there was one. You guessed it just before you guessed Nail. But yes, it is Nail, correct. And once more, because I feel like it's good to every so often show that this wasn't, fixed or anything. This is what I was in the middle of using. Perfect, like, you know what I mean? Like, absolutely perfect looking on the screen. You couldn't tell the difference between the two. Absolutely. Let's get a camera focus there. I don't know why I was going to try and tap that. It's not that needs focusing. But yes, as you can see, absolute spitting image. Cargo. I'm still not over that. The cargo thing still upsets me. Garlic Jr. But yeah, let's clear off the canvas. Clean this trash off of the battlefield. Oh, here's one. I have one now. Okay, right. Everybody, nail pre-inside Piccolo. I tell you what, in the Team 4-star stuff, I think my overall favorite thing that they ever did in the entire show was that they had it so that Piccolo could always hear Kami and Nail. That was my favorite gag in the entire thing. And here we go with the next round. Sorry about that. Just had to take a brief moment. He was tough as nails. I miss nail. Okay. See what we can do with this. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to start guessing this in a minute. There's a small fly going around here and it's driving me nuts. Once again, lovely British weather. Brings out all the small fruit flies. As I say, I am reading the chat, but I haven't seen the answer I'm looking for just yet. Let's have a look at the what you guys are saying. Pui Pui, baby, first form Frieza. That's the dude Vegeta blasted. Azula, first form Frost, first form King Cold. Keep going, guys. Oh, hang on, what's this? What's this? JBNL, second form Frieza. That is exactly what I was going for, as you can see. So, I like it, I like it. I like the fact that you guys can guess what I'm doing, because that clearly means that it's decipherable by some means. So we'll give you that. You're now up to 7. You are catching Jerry up. Agni Laza, King Cold, number 7. It's difficult. It is difficult because, I mean, like, you know, it really comes down to, 1, the speed of which you do it, and 2, just making sure that you've guessed either obvious enough or obscure enough, because up to a certain point, it might get to the point where you're thinking too critically about everything and you're going, oh man, he wouldn't do King Cold, would he? So it must be second form Frieza or something when I've actually drawn King Cold. It just can get to that point. So I completely understand the hesitation there. It's gotta think of who we're gonna do next. Oh, here you go. Here's a nice one. This one might keep you guessing for a little while. I don't actually think this one's this one's going to be that obscure, but I think it'll keep you guessing for a little while. I know everybody laughs as soon as I do the line, because everybody knows what's coming. They're like, I know how Kanji starts his drawings. He starts with a line. Everything starts with a line. Or at least, it makes you feel as though they should do. Again, it's very difficult because I can see things coming up, and I want to comment on them, but I'm trying not to because I don't want to make anything too obvious. Oh, that's not fair. I didn't even get to the bit I considered was going to be difficult. O with an I. It was Yamcha. Oh, Jerry was going to get it straight afterwards anyway. Man, that one did not go as long as I intended it to at all. So, you know, fair play. But O with an I, congratulations. You got there. It was Yamcha. And this was the picture I was using to reference. So, there's... Again, I like just doing that just so that you can see that I'm not fixing it or anything like this. This is what I'm intending to do, and so... It just happens to be whether you guys get there first or not, really, sometimes. But, yeah, damn. Well done. That was unfortunate. I am going to take just a 2-minute break to have a sip of the drink and stuff, because I've been doing this for an hour or so now. And I've been trying to keep it going, you know what I mean? Like, you want to keep doing them over and over again. How should I pronounce your name? XICX. Is it like six or like six or something like that? Just let me know, because I wanted to mention something a second ago, but I didn't want to mispronounce your name. You thought the ears would go, because Dragon Ball ears are mostly the same, and they're either little holes on the side of somebody's head, or they're things that protrude in a circular motion, or they're literally just ears. Toriyama has like 3 designs. Oh, sometimes they're just a hole in the side of the head, and as far as hit goes, it's like a pad. Oh, Jocko has the same as hit as well. Okay, so there's like 4 types of ears that Toriyama does. Sick X. Okay. Yeah, I completely understand Sick X. The stuff before, when you was like saying sheesh, it's hard because like somebody else got there first, I completely understand, because I was thinking the same thing as I was drawing it. Sometimes it is just sheer luck of the draw. No pun intended. Because there really wasn't a pun intended. Okay, right. Well, that was disappointing. I wanted Yamcha's one to last round. Even when Yamcha's not in the show, he still gets booted off the screen quicker than you can imagine. Okay. Alright, I've picked one for the next one now. What's that? Do you think Piccolo sees Nile and Kami in his head like in the Tournament of Power? Oh, you mean like when he saw what everybody else, all the other characters, all the other Namekians that had merged with Saunel and Purina. Like besides when I'm so cold. Well, floating around his head like a couple of birds. I think there must be an extent that he can, due to the fact that in the part of the Namekian arc, when they head back to Earth just after Planet Namek's been destroyed, and Dende is talking to Piccolo, and Piccolo sort of switches to start speaking as Nail. And so the fact that he can kind of shift Nail in and out, for lack of a better term, I would assume that would mean that he can actually sort of channel Nail at times, unless it's sort of like a split personality disorder, and when one just kind of takes over the other one and they can't coexist simultaneously. I don't know, but I think he's probably aware. I am sure he's probably aware of the presence of somebody else being in his head. Sick X, we know because we were here when the stream began, so we know the characters he drew, and we guess the characters he didn't draw yet. That is also true. You do get a longevity bonus in this, because obviously that you've seen who's already popped up before. Perhaps in future ones, maybe what I'll do is I'll sort of drag a picture to like a discard pile or something at the bottom, so we'll be able to see ones I've already drawn. I don't know. Maybe that's too much work, though. I'm already giving myself a little bit of work by trying to keep up with the leaderboard as well. Evil Yamcha goes ham. I don't know where he saw it, but dang. Okay, anyway, let's move on with the next round. Starting with that line. Ye old faithful line. I think most people probably don't pay as much attention to certain details as somebody who maybe draws them, because I think then they clearly stand out to you. Because you're so used to drawing them, you pick up on the very small differences that are there. Because one of the things is with a lot of Toriyama's drawings, a lot of them are very similar sort of base character designs. It's one of the reasons why the characters in Xenoverse 2 and stuff do generally tend to look like characters from Dragon Ball. Because he kind of uses... He's almost like he has his own creator character sort of thing, and what he likes to do is just pick and choose a few of the tried, few and faithful options that he has, and creates a new character based on those options. And so sometimes you only have to start drawing a character, and one thing is unique to that character. You don't see it very often, and therefore it stands out a mile away. But I don't know if that's something that a lot of artists will pick up on, or whether it's something a lot of fans will pick up on. I'm not sure. That's why I'm hoping that no matter who I start drawing, eventually somebody will be able to guess it. Even if the drawing isn't particularly good. It's not like I'm spending hours doing this. Just catching up on the chat. Haven't seen anything yet that I'm looking for. So keep your guesses going. I love how specific some of the answers are getting now. This is fantastic. This is what I want to see. It's the constant sort of guesses that everybody's trying to do, guessing really obscure things. It's exactly the kind of thing I want to see. So keep it up, guys. Not quite. Some people are getting close though. Getting warm. I know at some point I'm going to start getting to certain bits and everybody's going to start going, oh, I know. You can tell I'm concentrating now as well because it's gone quiet on my side. I'm reading the comments, but I'm not seeing the answer I want. Oh, hang on. We have just had the answer come into the chat. The answer I was looking for was, in fact, Teen Gotenks. So, well done, JBNL. Actually, hang on, I've lost it now. Where did it go? Teen Gotenks. Yeah, it was JBNL. That's correct. Sorry, I spoke before I verified very quickly then. Yes, that was exactly what I was looking for. We have the picture right here that I was using from reference from... Yes, another Dokkan reference. I'm sorry. Teen Gotenks, King Vegeta, Super Saiyan Baby Vegeta. There was some definitely some good guesses though in there. I loved seeing all the Baby Gohan and the all those sorts of things popping up because that was... I hate Baby's name. There's no way you can say it without thinking of an infant when you're referring to them like Baby Gohan. But I love the fact that people were popping up with the suggestions that it could have been the baby infected version of Gohan and all this kind of stuff. Very cool. I do like that a lot. Let's see. No, I'm not going to use them. I'll do that. Okay, right. On to the next one. Oh, I didn't go the way I wanted it. Stop it. There we go. Baby Raditz. Again, though, like, you know, infant Raditz like we saw in the Broly movie, or like, you know, baby infested Raditz? Baby infested rabbits. Sounds like a metal band from the 90s. Not a particular one I've heard of, but, you know. Baby was introduced as an infant. His introduction was great. A creepy biomechanic baby infant. I suppose he was, actually. I'd never, you know, daft as it sounds, never actually really considered it like that. But I suppose he was sort of an infant, wasn't he, when he was being brewed inside that incubation chamber? I'd never thought of it like that. That does explain the name. I just hadn't really considered it. I think maybe I would have considered it more had Goku not been a child in that arc, if you know what I mean. Like, you know, not been downsized, so that you had Trunks, Pan, and like an adult Goku or something. I think it probably would have been more clear, actually. But yeah, no, that's interesting. Nice comment, O with an I. Hadn't really thought of it like that. Okay, right. On to the next one. Again, I don't know how I can keep starting with certain areas and not immediately give the characters away. This one's interesting, actually. I don't draw this one very often, so I'm not entirely certain where to start. What's that? Yeah, I know Mew was like, you know, no, my baby, but I just assumed, maybe I was overthinking it, I just assumed that was kind of like, you know, like a creator to creation thing, rather than actually being about its size or age at the time. But I guess it's just how you sort of perceive the things, I suppose, isn't it? Just had never really crossed my mind about it like that. I'm enjoying once again the more obscure answers and stuff. Very cool. Gabito Kai. No, I hadn't thought about drawing those. Them? Him? Those? Plural? I'm not really sure. I think he does get referred to as a he during the show after he'd fused. I was more thinking about it more for the plural aspect and the singular aspect rather than any pronoun issues. Again, I'm checking the chat, not seeing what I'm after. I think that might have given it away just then. But, if not, this certainly will. Ooh. I'm doing this bit slowly because I can just feel the tapping of everybody's keyboards. I know, it's a very, very ugly beard. Oh. Vegeta's best friend. Is this bit seriously not been as... not giving it away as quickly as I thought it might have done? Deborah. Well, now I'm at a point where I'm not really sure which to take, because it looks like there was a couple of spelling mistakes, but clearly the intent was there. That's a difficult one to call. It's a difficult one to call. Oh dear. Right, what do we do in this situation, eh? Well, for starters, I think we need to effectively give Deborah like a Karen haircut, which is almost like an emo haircut these days, but you know. And now emo Deborah. The Satan from Sandland. It well, his neck wasn't that thick, but you are. I am not trying to go for any sort of like Dragon Ball redraw competitions at the moment. But he's got a pretty sizable thick neck going on. It's not connected to his jaw, put it that way. Yeah, I'll be the ref. Give them all a point. That's you know what? Okay, I feel that at this point. You're probably right, O with an I, because I think it's the only way I'm going to feel okay about this. So let's stick everybody on the leaderboard that needs to be on there and give everybody else a point. So first one I saw was Jerry's, so Jerry can have a point for that. And then the second person I saw was SeeReax. And then we have okay. That now gets to over the eye. You can have one as well for your superlative suggestion. And now that takes us down to Rico Boy Dragon 11. Not Rice. Oh. Okay, Rico Boy, your name's been shortened for the sake of fitting onto the board. I hope that's okay. If you'd prefer to be known as Dragon 11, let me know. But there we go. Yeah, okay. Now we have more of a full leaderboard as well. Makes me feel better about it all. Okay, right. Okay, let's move on to the next one then. So Dubber are giving everybody there a bit of a hard time. Let's go for one that'll maybe last a couple more minutes. We'll probably start thinking about wrapping up the stream in a couple of drawings time, guys. As well, I've been going for about 2 hours then. But if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give it a like and maybe consider subscribing if you haven't already. As really does help the channel out, and I do want to do these more regularly. So if you enjoyed it, just remember to maybe even share out the video and let other people know if you think they might be interested in having a go. But if not, really I'm glad that you guys tagged along for this. No, that one didn't go the way I wanted it to, but I'll put it like that anyway. There we go. I can see why you typed Garlic Jr. Jerry, it is Mira. That is exactly who I was drawing. Well done. That was whoa. Had a few people comment all at once. Yep, that was who I was drawing at the time. So thank you for that. Well done. Let's knock you up to 13. JBNL, you're so close to getting your Kaioken colours at the moment as well. Okay, let's swiftly move on to the next one. Give everybody a chance to earn some more points before we get to the end. We'll probably do 2 more. So we'll do this one and one more, if you guys like. Give everybody a chance to get in a couple more points before the stream end. Okay. As I say, thank you for joining so far, though. It's been a lot of fun for me as well. I hope you guys have had a good time with it. And if you have any suggestions for improvements or anything to the streams, please do let me know. I'm not afraid to have some criticism. It's always good help. Top 3, baby. It's looking more like Baby Yoda than anything else. It is really looking a lot like Baby Yoda at the moment, but it's not. There we go. Yes, it was Manaka. Oh, with an eye, you got there first for that one. Let's just finish him off and give him a nice broad smile because he's happy that somebody managed to figure out it was him. And of course, it would not be Manaka without his nipples. That wasn't a very good nipple. There we go. Make him a bit short and stunty. There we go. It wasn't Beerus Manaka. It was Manaka. But O with an eye, well done. You're going to get that point. So you managed to get up to 5. So I'm going to have to come up with a good one for this last one, aren't I? Right. Okay. I think I have a good one for the final one. But I don't have a picture, so I'm going to have to... That'll do. That'll do. Or not, because apparently I just swiped that away. There we go. Before I start drawing, let's just check what you guys have said. It does look like a costume now. I forgot almost every Dragon Ball Super character in 97 Saiyans. Who thought Manaka was a god when he just appeared? I legitimately did believe for a while he was as strong as they let him believe. I didn't think he was a god because I do remember Beerus saying originally that he was... that Goku was the second strongest mortal he'd ever fought. So that for that. But I certainly did think that he was actually strong. I didn't see the original twist coming with him being weak. And Beerus just trying to play Goku up. I don't know if I can make it hard as balls, bro. I'm going to try and make it difficult, though. Or I say difficult. I'm not necessarily trying to make it difficult at this point so much as I'm just wanting to do something that will take a little bit of guessing. So I'm going to not draw the most obvious bits first because I want people to have a little bit of a guess. This dude's a lot more ripped than I meant to make him. My bad. Again, these are not meant to be works of art. Ugh. I'm reading the chat. I'm not seeing the answer I'm looking for just yet. Well, what am I reading here? What am I reading here? Yeah, I haven't seen the right answer yet, so I'm going to keep drawing. At some point, I just kind of have to stop trying to copy the image and just start trying to draw in the way that I know anatomy works. But, you know. If I start doing that, it ends up just coming out looking like this. Oh dear. Right, hang on. I'm going to delete this part of the drawing and redo it because it was bothering me. I'll do. I'm loving all this. I'm reading all the comments and seeing everybody trying to break it down like that. Oh, with an I. You're being overly critical of something I just draw in 2 seconds. But I do appreciate the detective work. It's getting very hard for me to not make this obvious in a minute. Every pretty much further detail that I can add to this is going to suddenly give it away. So you'll be able to see see why I did these particular bits the way I did. Ooh. Okay, alright, I'm going to have to start getting to the slightly more obvious bits. I can feel the tension right now. Oh, somebody worked out what it might be. Ah! Yes! Oh, with an I, it was Casserole, that was what I was drawing. So the next couple things, of course, I was going to draw were his Kano Terminator sort of inspired eye thing that he had going on here. And his weirdly chosen beret. So yeah, well done, O with an I. You got the last one of the night. This beret suddenly ended up looking a little bit more like a paperboy cap, but but there we go. So yeah, here we go, the final drawing of the night, and it did go as long as I wanted it to. Really, that was a good drawing. That was a good round. Appreciated everybody doing that. Well done, O with an I. So you will get your point. That takes you up to 6. So top 3 we have SS Jerry with 13 points. We have JBNL with 8, O with an I with 6, Wonklemore with 1, SeeReax with 1, and Rico Boy Dragon 11 with 1. And you guys all gave it a really good go. I was really impressed with that. Considering the fact that, again, I haven't done one of these on this channel before. I've done it on a previous channel, but not on this one. And most of you hadn't endured one of those Pictionary games before. I was really impressed with how a lot of you did, and you're all completely respectful of one another, and we all had a good laugh in it. I was really enjoying it, so thank you ever so much for everybody who came along for this particular stream. I think it went really well. And what do you guys think of the layout and everything? How do you think it worked? Were you all right with that? Was everybody always able to see what was going on comfortably with the canvas and everything, and the leaderboard that kept shifting to the left? Well, thank you, SeeReax. I really do appreciate that. And Kano from Wish. Ranfan. Man, maybe I should have done Ranfan in that particular stream. Who knows? That would. I didn't do many female characters, to be fair. I think I did Buller, and that might have been it, actually. But to be fair, there aren't that many to do, really, in Dragon Ball that have any staying power, to be honest. But yeah, you guys did great. I really did appreciate that. And I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I really did enjoy myself. And I can't thank you enough for giving me your time and for sticking around for the stream. So I hope you'll enjoy. And I hope you enjoyed that, sorry. And I hope you'll stick around maybe for the next one. So until then, guys, thanks again for coming. Bye!